Hello everyone, I'm your English subject teacher, Anita Alkunte. In first part of the Inchcape Rock by Robert Southey, I have explained to you few stanzas of this poem. Now, in this second part, I'm explaining to you the remaining stanzas of the poem. Before I start that remaining stanza, we shall have a flashback of whatever have explained to you in the first part. We have seen that in the first stanza that he has described there the atmosphere across the sea, a very calm and peaceful atmosphere is there. A natural setting is there. Everything is very ship is still on across the sea. And in the second stanza, we have seen that a very drowsy, mild sea waves are described. The ocean waves flowed over to the Inchcape Rock very smoothly, touching to the rock and coming back there. So they are not touching to the bell which is placed on that rock. In the third stanza, we have a story related to the Inchcape Bell is there, that about Aberbrothock, who was a monk, and that monk has placed the Inchcape Rock bell on the Inchcape Rock there as a navigation. It was guiding to the mariners, those those were sailing across the sea. So it was working as a guidance to these mariners or the sailor there. Then here in the next stanza we see that the mariners and the sailors, they used to hear warning bell, and they come to know that about the perilous or dangerous Inchcape Rock or dangerous rock, and they used to bless the abbot of Aberbrothock because he placed that warning bell and it was guiding them, or they saving their life. So that's why they were blessing to him. Then in the next stanza that he has described that how cheerful and beautiful atmosphere was there on the sea. A sunny and bright day was there. Birds were chirping or they are screaming, and the atmosphere is very cheerful and pleasant. And the next stanza, here the pirate of the sea, that Sir Ralph, is introduced here. He says that he had seen a darker speck or the darker spot from the deck of his ship, and by seeing that blackish spot he became very happy, and he in happiness that he was whistling and singing, his mind became very happy and his mood was changed. But actually it wasn't a real happiness, it was a wicked kind of happiness, because wicked thoughts were raised in his mind there, or they were peeping in his mind, was peeping in his mind during that time. And his eyes were fixed on Inchcape Rock because he had seen on the dock of the on the deck of the ship a blackish spot, and that blackish spot was an Inchcape Rock, and on that Inchcape Rock the bell which was placed by about Aberbrothock. So his devilish thought was cooked. A devilish thought was cooked in his mind. What was that? That he ordered his men, and he said to his men that take him to the ordered his men that to take him to the that Inchcape Rock. So his boatmen, they lowered the boat from the ship and they took towards the Inchcape Rock, and he bent over in the rock that he cut the bell, and the bell making a gurgling sound, it sunk into the sea, and the bubble rose up and burst. And after cutting that bell, he felt very satisfied, and he said that his real thoughts come out there. And what was here his real thoughts there? that he said that no more ships and seamen would no longer blaze about Aberbrothock. So he was a little bit jealous towards about Aberbrothock. We come to know through this line there. Why did he cut that well? What the real reason behind it? We come to know through this stanza. Now up to here we have seen in the first part. Now let us see that next stanza of the poem. Sir Ralph the rover sailed away. He scoured the seas for many a days, and now grown rich with a plundered store, he steers his course for Scotland's shore. Sir Ralph sailed away and he traveled across. Scored means traveled. Plundered store means that steal from people or to snatch valuable things from the people. एखाद्याकडनं मौल्यवान वस्तू हिसकावून घेणे, चोरणे, लुटणे असा भाग होतो. So here he traveled across sea many days, and because of looted wealth, he became very rich. And he marched towards Scotland shore. Then he steers his course for Scotland shore. Means he started again journey back to Scotland here. परत तो की तो खूप दिवस समुद्रावर प्रवास करत राहिला आणि त्या प्रवासादरम्यान त्याने खूप लोकांना लुटलं आणि तो श्रीमंत झाला आणि परत तो स्कॉटलंडच्या किनाऱ्याकडे यायला निघाला. And so thick a haze so overspreads the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind had blown a gale all day. At evening it had died away. When he was returning back to Scotland, there was a sudden change in the atmosphere. The sky was covered with mist, fog, and sun was covered. The wind was blowing fast over the seas, but in the evening it stopped. जेव्हा तो परतायला निघाला तर त्यावेळेस हेज मीन्स क्लाउड मिस्ट, a kind of cyclones we see that across the sea, over the seas. It was there. Hat means it is an old English word. So its meaning is has. So here that sudden change in the atmosphere is seen there. The sky was covered with a mist, he said that की एकदम क्लाउडी atmosphere झालेला आहे. मिस्ट म्हणजे धुक्यानं माखून गेलं, म्हणजे पूर्ण atmosphere धुक्यानं भरलेला आहे. सूर्य त्यामुळे झाकून गेलेला आहे आणि वारा खूप जोराचा सुटलेला होता. And but in the evening it stopped. पण जवळजवळ संध्याकाळी ते काय झालेलं होतं, स्टॉप झालं होतं. ब्लोन ए गेल means the wind had blown a gale, की जोरदार असा वारा काय झालेला होता त्या ठिकाणी सुटलेला होता. Haze means that you see here this kind of atmosphere it creates that over the sea or across the sea you can see there. This is called a haze. To clear your concept of a haze, I am showing you this picture. Now see here in this stanza, on the deck the rover takes his stand. So dark it is, they see no land. Quoth Sir Ralph, it will be lighter soon, for there is the dawn of the rising moon. Now here, on the deck the rover takes his stand. Means when he saw that haze is there, he came on the deck and he saw that atmosphere, sudden change in the atmosphere he observed there. And after seeing this sudden change here, that what is that? It was almost, he saw that it was almost a dark cloud, not seeing the land. So he was unable to see the land because of foggy atmosphere. He could not see the land, and his people were scared. They fear means a fear what that picked in their mind, or the fear was in their mind. They scared of this. की ज्या वेळेस की डेकवर आलेला आहे राल्फ रोवर, आल्यानंतर त्यानं पाहिलेलं आहे डेकवरून की सगळीकडं एकदम डार्क क्लाउड्स आहेत आणि एकदम धुरकट असं वातावरण, धुक्याचं वातावरण आहे त्या ठिकाणी. त्याची माणसं घाबरलीत एकदम. they scared म्हणजे घाबरणे. And he said, quoth, this is a old English word. Quoth means to means said. So he said there would be light as the moon about to rise. So he said that it's not the thing to worry about that. Then in the evening that sun rising will be there. काळजीचं कारण आहे की थोड्या वेळाने चंद्र काय होईल, उगवेल. But here the word he has used there, dawn of the rising moon. Usually dawn of the rising moon, this word we use. Dawn refers to the transition from night to day as the sky gets brighter and the morning twilight heralds the beginning of a new day. But here, the Ralph Rower has used this word for a dawn of the rising moon. Yeah, but actually, if you think here in this line, it is a paradox, and this paradox is explaining a different meaning here. While I'm explaining to you about a figure of speech, I'll explain about this. Now see that what type of atmosphere was created on the sea there, or you can say that across the sea. See that how rousing or the fast the storm was blowing, the situation on the sea was there. It is described. Now canst hear, said one, the breakers rower. For me thinks we should be near the shore. Now where we are, I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. One of the person on the ship was telling he was unable to understand the location of ship in the sea. Yes, he said that me think we should be near. Means he wasn't sure that where they were on the sea. So across the sea there. So there was thinking about that, and so he wasn't sure about that. He said that canst hear or canst what that see. Now where we are, I cannot tell. He said, or to know about shore. He was thinking if there was an Inchcape bell on the rock, it could be possible to reach at the shore. So here in Allah, he is exclaiming in sadness that I wish I could hear the angel. So he exclaimed in sadness that if it was if there could be possible to reach at the shore if there was an Inchcape bell. So he was thinking like this की या ठिकाणी तो एक त्यातल्या जेव्हा जे जहाज आहे ते जहाजातला जो सेलर आहे की जहाज चालवणारा तो म्हणतो की मी सांगू शकत नाही की आता आपण कुठं आहोत ते किनाऱ्याच्या भागात आहे का कुठे आहे पण एक मात्र आहे की आता या क्षणी वाटतं की जर का इंचकेप बेल असती तर नक्कीच आपल्याला किनारा कुठे आहे आपल्याला हे कळलं असतं. सो हियर that the mains on the ship, they are scared, ते घाबरलेले आहेत आणि they exclaimed in this way. They hear no sound, the swell is strong, though the wind hath fallen, they drift along, till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. Oh Christ, it is the Inchcape Rock. The sea got more turbulent and horrible. म्हणजे hear no sound, and swell it's strong. Swell it's strong, लाटा उसळू लागला. A very turbulent and horrible, अगदी की भयंकर वातावरण झालेलं आहे समुद्रावरचं. There was no sound of an Inchcape bell. Inchcape bellचा तर आवाजच येत नाही, because when there was a rousing sea, or the roaring type of, or the turbulent, horrible type of an atmosphere, the Inchcape bell used to bell there. But here there wasn't a sound of it. But now there wasn't sound. The wind was blowing terribly, and sheep got jerk, and they understood and uttered in disappointment that their ship struck to the Inchcape Rock. वारा इतका जोरात वाहत होता आणि त्यांच्या जहाजाला एकदम धक्का बसला आणि त्यांना समजलं की काय की निराशा झाली त्यांची की त्यांचं जहाज जे आहे ते इंचकेप रॉकला काय झालेलं आहे स्ट्रक धडकलेलं आहे. शिवरिंग शॉक की हालणे जहाज जोरदार. ड्रिफ्ट मीन्स कॅरीड स्लोली बिकॉज ऑफ स्टॉर्म ऑन द सी. आपण पाहतो जोरदार वादळ सुटलं की शिप इज नॉट स्टील देअर because it is moving back and forward. It means jerking on the sea waves. And their vessel means that ship. Strikes means collide, dhadakne. Oh Christ, means they are, the words are uttered in sadness. They are remembering God. They are calling God. Yes, what happened there? The ship, what that struck to the Inchcape Rock. So how terrible and turbulent atmosphere is here. I have shown you through the picture. The Sir Ralph, the rower, tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. The waves rush in every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. Sir Ralph pulled his hair. What do you hear? He tore. Tore means that it's a what at past tense of an tear. But here he tore means he's pulling his hair in sadness, or he's cursing himself. Cursed means cursed. स्वतःला तो शाप देऊ लागला, दुष्णे देऊ लागला. What I have done, what a foolish mistake I had done, that I had cut the bell from the Inchcape Rock. Now he is what that repenting on that, and for his evil deed. What is that? He's pulling his hair and cursed himself for his evil deed. त्याच्या दुष्ट कृत्याबद्दल तो स्वतःला शाप दुष्णे देऊ लागला, केस ओढू लागला. He fell into a pit of his own making. त्याने स्वतःच खणलेल्या खड्ड्यामध्ये तो पडलेला आहे. So water rush every side of the ship. Now ship what that it struck to the rock, and it is what that it is almost what that the cracked. And so the water is rushing inside rushing inside the ship. It was rushing inside the ship and it started sinking. की जहाज धडकल्यामुळं जहाजाला कुठेतरी छेद गेला आणि पाणी आतमध्ये जहाजामध्ये शिरू लागलं आणि इट इज सिंकिंग आणि ते बुडू लागलं. But even his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear. A sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing his knell. As the ship was sinking down in the sea, Sir Ralph heard a sound like that of the Inchcape bell. जेव्हा जहाज बुडायला लागलं तेव्हा त्याच्या मनामध्ये, त्याच्या डोक्यातनं त्या बेलचा आवाज घुमू लागला. It is reverberating in his mind. त्याच्या मनात ते घुमू लागलेलं आहे त्या ठिकाणी. That of the Inchcape bell that seized him with terror. It was actually his death knell that. की तो काही घंटेचा आवाज होता असं होतं का? नाही, तर जणू काही की मृत्यू देवता घंटी वाजवते असं त्या ठिकाणी वाटू लागलेलं आहे. मृत्यूची घंटा असल्यासारखं त्याला ते जाणवू लागलेलं आहे. ती घंटा जी होती ती मृत्यूची. द डेव्हिल हिमसेल्फ वॉज रिंगिंग beneath the water, reminding him of approaching death due. And devil is what that reminding him what that he is approaching towards the death due to his misdeed done. त्यानं केलेल्या चुकीच्या कृत्यामुळे त्याला त्याची शिक्षा होत आहे हे तो जाणून देत होतं. ती रिंग होत होती. and that is what that here he described. Means here knell means that sound of the bell, here end of life. So remember that this last stanza is forcefully or emphatically suggesting you. शेवटचा स्टांजा तुम्हाला सजेस्ट करतो, सांगतो की त्या ठिकाणी when you behave badly or when you do any evil deed, that you have to you get as punishment of it. जेव्हा तुम्ही एखादी गोष्ट वाईट करता त्याची शिक्षा आपल्याला झाल्याशिवाय राहत नाही. So here actually poet really want to tell you that yes, be good and you always want that preserve good things. चांगलं असलं पाहिजे आणि चांगली गोष्ट नेहमी काय केली पाहिजे, ती राखून ठेवली पाहिजे. जस्ट लाईक an abbot brother, he placed bell on the Inchcape Rock. It was a really good thing. It was what at saving the life of hundreds and more thousands of people's life it saved. But what that jealousy, anger in the mind of Ralph Roer about Ebor Brothak, it wasn't what at the end of his own life. जी काही एबॉर्ड ब्रॉथक बद्दल असणारी जी काही मत्सर आणि राग होता, त्या रागाने त्याचा लाईफचं एंड केलेला होता त्या ठिकाणी. सो ऑलवेज थिंक दॅट while you are doing a thing, try to find out there what is it good or is it bad, because through that you are learning there. And you remember that की तुम्ही जो तुमच्यासाठी म्हणजे की तुम्ही एखादी गोष्ट जेव्हा चांगली करता त्याचा रिझल्ट तुम्हाला चांगलाच मिळतो, आणि जेव्हा तुम्ही एखादी गोष्ट वाईट करता त्याचा रिझल्ट तुम्हाला वाईटच मिळतो. थँक यू. डू ऑलवेज गुड वर्क. रिमेंबर इट. Like and subscribe and share my channel. Thank you.